Hello Dark Souls fans, and welcome back to another episode of Methodical Gamer. I know it's been quite some time since I've uploaded a video, but you know what, I've missed this game and I've missed this community, so I've got a lot of builds that are ready from Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, and even Bloodborne, so start expecting more videos to come out on this channel more frequently. So if you're new, welcome. If you're an older Methodical Gamer fan, welcome back. Today I am excited to bring you guys my Obsidian Greatsword build. I like this build a lot and I find the sword really cool. Now what's special about this sword is it's got low stat requirements, or relatively low stat requirements, but it doesn't have parameter scaling. Now what that means for us is we gotta find a weapon that complements its moveset, that also doesn't require a lot of points in the stats, and then we can allocate the rest of our points into vitality and endurance. Alright, now let's go take a look at what I've come up with. As stated before, we got the Obsidian Greatsword. It's plus 5. It requires 20 strength and 16 dexterity in order to properly wield this weapon. As stated before, it's got no scaling whatsoever. Now, what's cool about this weapon, besides the look, is it's got a unique R2 animation. It does an AoE attack that's a 360 fire attack, and a lot of players in PvP underestimate the range of this specific attack. Now in this build we meet exactly the minimum base stat requirement for this weapon because it has no scaling. Now if we flip over and look at the AR, we've got 480. That's pretty doggone good for a weapon of this class type. In a second here I'm going to show you how we can raise that number even higher, but for the time being let's go ahead and take a look at our left hand weapons. Alright, left hand weapon number 1, we've got the Crest shield. Alright, I love this weapon for several reasons. Over the years of playing Dark Souls, it's become my go-to. First reason is it raises your stamina recovery rate by 24, maybe 25%, which is huge if you're wanting to last in your fights a lot longer, right? Second reason, it's got a high decent block percentage in most categories, but certainly last but not least is if you can get the timing down, it's not hard to pull off parries with this shield. Taking a look at our second left hand weapon, we have the one, the only Avelyn. I am getting way too hyped for this video. The Avelyn is a 3-round repeating crossbow. You can find it in the Duke's Archives. It's in that first room. If you're on the rotating stairwell, you rotate the stairwell, and if you can time your jump correctly, you'll fall on top of the bookshelf where the chest is that holds the Avelyn. Listen, I don't need to tell you how good this weapon is. Anyone that's encountered it in PvP knows how good it is. Now what makes this weapon perfect for this build is it requires 16 strength and 14 dexterity, which is under the requirement of the Obsidian Greatsword, again making it perfect for this kind of build. Now what you need to understand is what makes the Avelyn effective, and that can tell you how to create your build around this weapon. Now without getting too far ahead of ourselves, we gotta understand that the biggest downside to the Avelyn is its recovery animation, and most people know this. When you see the Avelyn shoot, it's gotta reload afterward always, and people can fish that backstab super easy. So the first way I use the Avelyn in PvP is I correctly space myself from the opponent, and I will shoot at them with the Avelyn. While it's reloading, they're going to try for that backstab, but if you can carefully space yourself correctly, you can bait them into a parry, you can bait them into a dodge and backstab, or a number of options, but that's the first way I use the Avelyn in PvP. Now the second way I use the Avelyn is I'm going to punish players who are sitting behind their shield, or anyone who's trying to backstep away to heal during a fight. Now this is where it all ties back in with knowing how to infuse the weapon to get the most use out of it. There's two options. You can either infuse the Avelyn with lightning and go with heavy bolts to get the split damage, or you can do what we did here in the build, leave the weapon with normal infusant and go get lightning bolts and get the split damage that way. Now there's two things I have to talk about before we go and show the specific stat breakdown. First we're going to look at the armor. For the build I'm running the black leather armor. Now for me that is my personal favorite looking armor in the game. So what I've done is I've worn that and I've got the wolf ring to compensate for the lack of poise. The second option is you can slap the Havel's ring on and go for something slightly heavier and something with more poise and more defense. And you can still obtain your fast roll that way. We've got enough points and endurance that you can do that. Now lastly, a thing that's absolutely non-negotiable is the Ring of Favor and Protection, just for the sheer amount of stat points you get from it, from your health to your stamina and your equipment load. Now this is a pro tip for the better players out there. Listen, stop putting your Ring of Favor and Protection in your right ring slot. I see that so often. Put it in your left ring slot. It saves you an action when you're going for the ring swap parry, or if you're trying to go for any other ring swap. It's much more efficient. It's like I said, one less button press. With that said, let's go ahead and take a look over at our specific stat breakdown. First off, we are soul level 100. We've got 50 points in the vitality, which gives us 1800 HP. We got 8 attunements for 0 slots, that's the base stat. We got 50 points in endurance, that's enough to give us the weight for the Avelyn, the Obsidian Greatsword, and the Crest shield, plus the armor, etc, etc. We've got 20 in strength and 60 in dexterity. As discussed before, that's the minimum for the Obsidian Greatsword. And I know I'm going to catch a lot of hate for this one. I put 20 points into resistance. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Helps this channel out tremendously. Hope wherever you are this video finds you well, and I hope you have an awesome rest of the day. Peace.